In this video, we welcome to the channel our first SunDown Audio product. And if you'd like to know how it stacks up against its SKAR Audio competitors, stick around. We got that and more coming right up. What is going on, guys? It's the Budget Basshead. Welcome back to the channel. Right now, what you guys are looking at is a 12-inch subwoofer leaderboard. For all the new guys, we have 3 different categories on this leaderboard. We have the $100 category, the $150 category, and the $200 category. Right now, for all the regular guys, you guys would notice that we have 2 additional entries in the $150 category and in the $200 category. At the bottom of those lists, you will see the SunDown Audio E12 in the $150 category, and you will also see the SunDown Audio SA12 in the $200 category. Now, everyone that's not new to the channel already know these subwoofers will not remain at the bottom of this leaderboard. It's all dependent on its performance and what the viewer thinks of it. So if you're new to the channel and you like DIY builds, comparisons, and competitions, please consider clicking that subscribe button so you don't miss a thing. Right now, what you're looking at is the comparison view of this. We have the SKAR Audio SVR 12 and the SunDown Audio E12, and these subwoofers are very much similar in price. As a matter of fact, the SunDown Audio E12 version 3 goes for around 155 bucks. The SKAR Audio SVR 12 goes about 130 bucks. The SVR 12 I picked up over at SKAR's website, and it has a max power rating of 1600 watts. It has an RMS power rating of 800 watts. It has a dual 2-ohm voice coil configuration, and it does have a 2.6-inch voice coil. On the other hand, the SunDown Audio E12 version 3 has also, it has a 2.5-inch voice coil. This is also dual configuration, dual 2 configuration that is, and it has an RMS power rating of 500 watts. Moving on, we're gonna start this thing off with the unboxing of the E12. And once again, if you guys like these type of videos, please consider clicking that subscribe button. It really helps out the channel. First up, if you haven't seen an unboxing of this guy before, this is gonna be a complete unboxing of the SunDown Audio E12. This is the first SunDown Audio on the channel. You guys recommended this, so I went out and got some SunDown stuff for you guys. I also have a few other gifts that I'm going to be giving you guys as far as videos and some upcoming stuff. So just keep an eye on my community channel, my community tab, and you guys will see a whole lot of upcoming stuff that I have for you. But for right now, it's all about the unboxing of the E12. It does come dual box. Good job for that, SunDown Audio. We're gonna try to get this guy out of the box. This guy has an FS of 32 Hertz. It has a QTS of 0.37, meaning that it is ported friendly, ported enclosure friendly, that is. The recommended box tuning for this, sealed, is 1 cubic foot. Ported is 1.75 cubic foot. Recommended box tuning, recommended box volume. It also has port area, a recommended port area of 28 inches, and they recommend that you tune your enclosure to 32 Hertz for this subwoofer in particular. As you guys can see, once we get this guy open, it does come with some foam here. This molded type foam right here is pretty good for shipping. I really like to see this type of foam right here. Some manufacturers would give you like cardboard and stuff like that on the interior, and I don't really like the cardboard. There you go, RMS 500 watts. And also for the first, if you're not familiar with SunDown Audio, just know that SunDown significantly underrates their subwoofer. So that 500 watt RMS rating, for anyone who knows SunDown Audio, they know to disregard that, because this thing can handle a whole lot more of that. And here's a close-up of that molded foam that they provided for shipping. You got the plastic covering here over the subwoofer. This protects it during shipping from weathering. Like when I say weathering, I mean like the elements, like if it's snowing, raining, dusty. The trucks that carry these things go through a whole lot. And there's the magnet. And as you, typically what I would do here, I would typically put a finger in the vent pole or the vent hole here, and I would pick the subwoofer up like that. But this one here has a pretty tiny pole vent on the back there. I haven't really seen one that small on a 12-inch before, but we're gonna get more into that later. Right now it's just an examining of the surround, making sure everything is good. Pretty soft suspension in my opinion. Has a very, very soft suspension. And here's a closer look at the surround. It is dual stitch. And there you go. And it is a foam surround. It's not a rubber surround, it's foam actually. Not flimsy foam, but pretty soft. It gets the job done. And as you guys can see me here giving it a press test. Center cap, pretty standard center cap there, but the suspension is what kind of caught me by surprise. It's very, very soft. It's a lot softer than I thought it would be, as a matter of fact. I've unboxed many more subwoofers in this price range that have very much stiffer suspension than what this guy here has. And here's going to be a better look at the spider and terminals. I got more to say about this spider later on. You guys are gonna just keep in mind about the spider. But look at the tensile leads on this thing. This is something you see more so on a 1,000-watt subwoofer. And I believe these push terminals are about 10 gauge. I believe they are. Did a pretty good job. No heat shrink on the spade terminals there to protect the soldering or anything of that nature. But man, look at those leads. Those leads they look like they can handle a whole lot more than 500 watts to me. I don't know what you guys think about that. Once again, very, very soft suspension. And we're gonna take a closer look at the magnet here. And there we go. We have a double stack magnet here. Here's the better look at the boot on it. The boot was kind of loose, in my opinion, but overall still looking good. In SunDown's defense, for anything that I point out negative about this subwoofer as far as cosmetics go, I did pick this up over at a yard sale, so I guess that would probably point out some facts about like the loose boot and all that, things of that nature. But overall, pretty solid looking sub. And because I picked it up at a yard sale, I had to make sure that my magnets were charged, because there is a video floating around of a guy that got some SunDown yard sale items, and that was what was wrong with his items, is that the magnets were not charged. So I just gave it a stick test with the knife. It passed. Looks good. So no returns on this thus far. And here's a better look at the cone, the basket. Pretty solid basket, even though it's stamped steel. It's pretty cool, pretty strong for a sub of this power rating. I don't think I'm gonna have any problems with it. And there's another look at that pole vent. Look at how small that is. You typically see a pole vent this size on like 8s. Very small pole vent. But it does have the additional vents on, you know, for the voice coil. So I'm not concerned about any cooling issues, but I would be concerned about chuffing coming out of that small port. Here's another look at the push terminals. Pretty cool. They ain't going nowhere, not on steel. Looks pretty good, in my opinion. And the mounting is very, very important on these type of subwoofers. Like I say, very thick basket here. It looks almost conventional. You know, you see this type of design a lot, but then when I flipped it over and seen it, the way they had the stance of it was a little different. And this is non-pressed paper cone. Some people will prefer that. Again, you can see the dual stitching coming through the bottom, so it's a true stitch. Not the stiffest cone I've ever seen, but I mean, what do you expect on a 500 watt sub, right? And this is what it looks like. Next up is going to be testing. We're going to move over to the test bench, and what we're testing with is the SA1000. I am using a 3.5 millimeter headphone jack connected to my tablet, and as you guys can see, that terminates into an RCA connector to the low frequency channel for the amplifier. So that's my signal. And right now what we're going to be dealing with is wiring. This is 8 gauge OFC from Sky High, and as you guys can see, yeah, that ain't getting in there. So the solution for that is this guy right here. I've been had these guys laying around for a while and just really hadn't found much to do with them. Got them for a good deal over at Parts Express. These are banana plugs, and you can use them in like 5-way binding posts and things of that nature. As you guys can see, it does have a flathead screwdriver in there, and pretty much it has 2 of them where you can insert the wire and secure them very, very good with 2 of those little screws. And I don't think that this is full copper. I think that this is brass hardware, even though it's marketed as being copper. I do believe I remember this here sticking to a magnet somewhat. So this is pretty much what you do. You get your wire cleaned up and you get this guy slid on here. I'm gonna show you guys a little twist method that I use, just like that, to get it on, tighten it back down, give it the tug, and it looks like it's good to go. Only thing left to do now is put that jacket back on it. And yeah, I know the wire is too long, guys. Don't beat me up too much about that. Only thing left now to do is to get this guy inserted, which is almost impossible to do with one hand. So let me get this guy flipped over and do it like that. And this is what we're looking for. Looks good. It gets a thumb up from the budget bass head. Alright, next up is going to be series wiring. I had this extra wire laying around. This is from Scotch. Believe it or not, this wire is 10 years old. It's also OFC, but as you guys can see, it doesn't have silicone jacket on it. This is what's considered PVC, or what most people call jelly wire. But this ain't CCA wire. This is actually OFC copper wire. So just kind of want you guys to know. And terminate both those ends the same way we did the other wire, and get your series wiring going. Just that simple. So now we got everything connected, everything's looking good, just like that. This is what you want. Now we're ready to get some testing done. All right, so we're gonna start this thing off with let me get the volume going for you guys. And this is gonna be a bass sweep, 120 to 20 hertz, 150 to 20 hertz. as you guys see, this thing does live up to its name. I really think that was a good display of SunDown's quality that they put into their subwoofers. Did not disappoint me. Give a thumb up from the budget bass head. And right now, what you guys are looking at is just a little slow-mo piece for you guys to see. The linearity of this subwoofer is quite impressive. Didn't wobble around a whole lot at all. And what I wanted to point out here is the spider and the way that the spider is constructed. This thing is very, very, very soft. It kind of reminded me when I was testing it, kind of reminded me of some of the SKAR products that I've tested in the past. And I wanted to kind of, I wanted to kind of see, like, how does this thing stack up against the SKAR Audio products? And I know some of you guys are probably like, well, why would you put it up against a SKAR Audio product? Well, the reason why I put it up against a SKAR Audio product is because these two names are like some of the most known names in car audio. SKAR Audio, SunDown Audio, you kind of hear them interchangeably, to be honest with you. Even doing searches, these two come up a whole lot. Maybe that's Google's way of using their algorithm to show me what I like to see, but I don't know. What do you guys think? Do this subwoofer look similar to another subwoofer that you've seen before? In my opinion, it does. If you were to look at the SVR from SKAR Audio, to me, these two subwoofers look very, very similar. Some may say no, some may not agree, but it's kind of hard to not agree with this. I mean, look at this. To me, they look very, very similar. So what I'm going to be doing for you guys is giving you a little bit of throwback, because this subwoofer have been featured on the channel before. I'm not going to give a full unboxing here. If you guys want to see a full unboxing of this, I'll leave a screen notification for you, and you just click that and it'll take you to it. But for right now, what we're going to be doing is going way back, and we're going to be looking at the bench test that we did of the SVR and letting you guys decide who looked best to you. That's the whole point of this channel. As you guys can see, it is also wired in series up to 4 ohms. As a better look at the spider assembly, that classical red spider that SKAR is now known for. And we're going to be doing the exact same test. We're going to be sweeping this from 150 all the way down to 20 hertz. And we're using the exact same setup, pretty much. We're going to be using the SA1000, and we're going to be sending a signal, routing the signal through the DEH150, my Pioneer over there. But pretty much the same setup, same signal, same sweep. And we're going to allow you guys to judge, do these guys look the same? Does one look better than the other? I don't know. You guys be the judge of that. And once again, bass sweep from 150 down to 20 hertz. All right, so that'll do it for the SVR. Next up, I didn't want to stop here, okay? The SVR, keep in mind that the SunDown Audio E12, okay, is actually $155. The SVR from SunDown Audio is $130. This little guy here is the SDR from SKAR Audio, and it's only $100. So I asked myself, I said, well, how would the SDR stack up against the E12 from SunDown Audio as well? So I decided to put this little guy up here on the bench and let you guys see some past performance from it as well. And for all the new guys, allow you to make a decision as far as purchasing. Like, is the SunDown Audio worth the money, or is there a better option out there? And I'm not saying SKAR is the only other option out there. So many other options out there. But these are the ones that I have in-house, and these are the ones I'm going to be sharing with you today. Once again, this has a peak power rating of 1200 watts, RMS power rating of 600 watts, and both of these companies do underrate their products severely. So to be honest with you, as far as ratings go, RMS power rating anyway, the SDR is more closely related to that of the E12, in my opinion. But as far as cosmetics goes, it's more so resemble the SVR. But anyway, it has the exact same setup as before. Nothing new about that. And I am going to be giving this a bass sweep once again from 150 hertz all the way down to 20 hertz. So once again, if this is something that you guys want to see the complete unboxing of, follow the screen tips. And there you have it. So you guys tell me, what do you think about all of that? Do you guys think that the SunDown Audio E12 is worth the money? Or do you think that there are better alternatives out there to the SunDown Audio E12? Did the SKAR Audio competitors here, did they actually show you guys or convince you guys that they are a better buy than the SunDown Audio E12? Or did the SunDown Audio E12 hold up to its name? Did the SunDown name reign supreme here in this video? I don't know. I want you guys to decide this stuff. That's what this channel is all about. Once again, if you are into DIY builds, comparisons, and competitions, please consider clicking that subscribe button so you don't miss a thing.